Have a great moment, dear learners. Welcome once again to the Academia Gonzaga Learning Systems, and at this moment, our instructor's compass will be entitled Contradicting Teleology. This is still Brother Noy Gonzaga, and this is another wonderful learning experience under the course Philosophy of Biology. So, what is teleology? Well, it is a philosophical view that deals with predestined or predetermined future or endpoint reality. Well, to simplify this one action is always adjudged by the result it can provide or it is expected to provide. Now, can we cite examples for this? Well, yes. Let us try to focus on biological pharmacology this time for example purposes only. Well, there are medications that we call antihistamines. This medication is primarily applied or introduced to persons who are developing allergic reactions. Actually, this is the pharmacological conditions or pharmacological reason why antihistamine was really created or was really discovered. Now, science further revealed that one side effect of this medication is making the person sleepy or drowsy. Presently, instead of ordering to cease the usage of this drug, doctors utilize this drug, antihistamines, for other purposes, especially for introduction to people with insomnia or people with sleep pattern disturbances or even in simple terms, people who wanted to sleep but they have difficulty doing so. Now let us technically relate this with teleology. If we strictly go teleological, then using antihistamines to let a person sleep is considered a fault of medication or a malpractice, as there is only one reason that should exist with regards to the implementation of antihistamines, and that is when the person has allergy. Now, in this context, a breakthrough in science was seen as there is another effect that emerged, but because of the limitations and insensible quadrangle mindset of teleological thinkers, these extended benefits of antihistamines will be declared as non-existent. This is what will happen when we are being limited by the teleological mindset of people who are philosophically dead set to follow only what is indicated and predicted. This is the very reason why teleology, if used in social science, can also be related to predetermination, and if associated with theology, this can be very much in semblance with the dangerous doctrine of predestination. Well, we surely don't want these two doctrinal direction because it is very evident that we are created beings and we are created by a God who granted and instilled in us the freedom of choice of things and acts that we want to execute in our lives. This is the very reason why at some points people will vary in decisions, in directions, and even in dimensions. When these variations will disappear, then that only means that someone disenfranchised the free will that God entrusted to him, to her, or generally to all of us. Now, teleology is a philosophical descent in biology and in other major scientific fields. However, it is very obvious that it is not a perfect field of study and it has areas of confusion which needs further learning and further scrutiny. Thus, perfectly believing an imperfect system will surely be a question to the logic and intellect of a person doing the actual slavery kind of obedience. At the end of the day, God provided man with two great gifts. Number one, the gift of free will, and number two, the gift to reason. If we will just use these two great divine presence that God has instilled in us, we will never get lost to the philosophical misconceptions in our lives. Our philosophical dissents used wrongly can be the greatest misleading and misdealing that will happen to the educated society. Thus, even with the proven learnings and the great references that we are using in the world of the academe, It is not enough reason for us to tone down and make our minds lazy. Often it is a greater reason to use it better and more clever than ever. May the challenge of teleological mindset instill in us an inner urge to scrutinize things better and absorb real and useful knowledge. God will always be happy seeing his people use their mind and believe in the parlance of logic and faith to even become a better child of the great Heavenly Father. This is still Mentor Noy, and you are tuning in to the Academia Gonzaga Instructor's Compass entitled Contradicting Teleology. Have a great logical and godly learning to everyone.